Hello, Pastor Steve Waldron here with New Life Pentecostal Church in Albany, Georgia. Today we're going to look at Sumer, not Samaria, but Sumer, the foundation of civilization. Now, Sumer was an extremely advanced society. Most people would say that it had an ISO language, that it had a language that just appeared. Now, people ask, what are the relationship of Sumer to Adam and Eve and the garden? Well, it seems like if in fact, and there is some dispute about this amongst Christian archaeologists, that if there was archaeology that's still being discovered before the flood, from before the flood, now some prominent Christian, especially Christian scientists today, are saying that the flood wiped out everything and nothing exists today from before the flood. Now we know that it doesn't exist in an external realm, but it does exist in archaeology and buried under antediluvial ages and all of this kind of stuff. So you have Sumer, and I would say we're probably finding archaeology pre-flood. You would have Eridu, which Eridu would be considered to be the first city. At Eridu, you had a man by the name of Adapa, who was considered to be the first man. Interesting, it's so close to Adam. You would find in the realm of Sumer, you would find a temptation seal. You would find the Adam and Eve seal, where they're walking with a crooked back with a serpent standing up. You would find cosmogonies that would be far from the biblical record, but it would show how quickly after sin entered the world, mankind paganized themselves. Believe it or not, the Sumerians, not Sumerians, but Sumerians were very brilliant people. They had math, they had geometry, they had algebra. They were the first to figure out the volume of a cube, figure out the distance of a triangle. They also had a sexagesmal system, a system of 60s, which, believe it or not, our computer systems are based on today. They had astronomical tables, they had communicative tables. There was Anunnaki that supposedly appeared to them. We would call them fallen angels, that taught the women how to paint their faces, to seduce men, to make weapons for war, these type things. So Sumer plays a part in human civilization, human existence, all along southern Iraq, the land between the rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. And I do know their courses were changed, obviously, through the great worldwide flood. You have people that still build houses very similarly to how they built them then. And they're very sturdy houses, very practical houses. Little change through almost 6,000 years of human history. So Sumer, it's been called the birthplaces of civilization, the birthplace of nations. You had like the goddess Inanna, who would have morphed herself into Astarte, Nimrod's wife, that became what we would call Istar, this type of thing. So many things go back to Easter, the astronomical tablets and the astronomical looks. They had very advanced laws and systems of morality. So ancient man was not stupid. When they find archaeology from Sumer, the colors are just breathtaking. The walls, what they would get from clamshells and paint walls with. They were very artistic. One of their favorite gemstones was known as the lapis lazuli. And just fantastic different things that you find, a very advanced culture there. And so this would all prove the Bible. And I do find it interesting that here, getting towards the end of time, that so much focus is once again there in that land between the rivers, Sumer. You've got wars and rumors of war in modern day Iraq, in Syria, these type things. So it seems like the locus, even though economically many people are saying the loci of cash and capital are moving eastward towards China, but it seems like politically everything's moving towards the ancient Near East. And flashpoints, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, all Afghanistan, that's where we would mine the lapis lazuli, that type of thing. I did want to mention, this is kind of related, kind of not related. Today, in the Michigan Stonehenge that they found at the bottom of Lake Michigan, they found a picture of a mastodon there. They're saying, well, how did the stones get from, that were quarried by the Celts in England, how did they get to the bottom of Lake Michigan? I'm going to tell you, a lot was going on in history that we don't know about. There's a big mine in Michigan as well, that they found the pieces of that mine from over 4,000 years ago are all in the Mediterranean. So things were happening. So Sumer, a basis of culture, a basis of civilization. In the Sumerian kings list, they have people living to extraordinarily long ages, 36,000 years, 18,000 years, 26,000 years. And then it says, and then the great flood came, everybody was wiped out, and then the kings started living far less ages. That's just a corruption of the worldwide flood. So God bless you. Know anytime you study history or any realm of human endeavor, rightly seen, it's all going to match your Bible. God writes His truth in advance, and He's revealed it unto man. God bless you today.